All right, here we go. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving your perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Strongly recommend, highly recommend you go and look at the documentary for yourself. It's available on Amazon Prime. It's called Maxine's Baby. All right, it's a documentary all about the legendary, the icon, living legend, Mr. Tyler Perry. All right, Tyler Perry. I mean, I've been a fan for years. I've been a fan of how he's come up. Do I love all of his movies? No, I do not. But I've been just a fan of his raw storytelling and the message that his movies always bring. And you know, there's been a lot. And in fact, it was in that documentary. I didn't even realize that him and Spike Lee have squashed their beef. The documentary ended. You know, the documentary ended with him debuting his brand new studio, which is in Atlanta. And you know, I didn't even realize that Spike Lee had a sound stage named after him, so they squashed their beef and you know, they became cool and all that. I didn't even know that. So that's why, like I said, I strongly recommend you go out and watch the documentary, because it brings me to today's Move Swiftly thought when it comes to your audience. All right, what got said the most in so many words in this documentary that truly is an important lesson for all of us entrepreneurs, all of you business folks out there that tune into my work regularly. What got said is the fact that the audience ultimately decides. Your audience is going to be who decides what all the things you do. Your audience decides. You got to understand, this was a guy who had tried for years, attempted for years to get this play going. I mean, he lived out of a car. He went homeless. He moved from, I believe it was Louisiana, all the way to Atlanta, chasing down this dream. And he was this close to giving up. And then it just so happened that he got people to show up. He got people to show up to his plays. And by the time, you know, the world and Hollywood and everyone heard about the things he was doing, it was like the deals he was able to make was unprecedented, because he knew his audience was going to show up for him regardless of what people say. Even when black people were attacking him, right? Even when the folks were attacking him who were, oh, you know, I don't like the buffoonery and all the bullshit that he had to deal with, he still knew his core audience was there for him and was going to be there for him when he went to the big screen, when he went to Hollywood and things like that. So here's the question for you. Here's the takeaway for today. Here is the thing we got to extract from all that. And myself, I'm including myself in this too, is, are you spending your time? Are you spending your time right now? You're going to spend the 24 hours, the next 24 hours, and the next 24 hours after that, however long you're blessed to be on this earth, whatever opportunity you have to be, however long you have left on this earth. Are you going to spend that time serving your audience, or are you going to be serving yourself? That's the question. All right, are you going to be serving your audience, or are you going to be serving yourself? The question is your success and how far you go in life, and with the places that you go in life, and how much you see, and how much money you make, and how much wealth you have, and how many lives you can change is going to dictate on how you answer that question. Do you spend your quiet time? Do you spend your time trying to serve your audience, to give your audience just a little bit? I mean, and understand, he lived through, and I'll close you out with this concept, because I knew the story sort of, but I didn't hear it as detailed, and I didn't resonate with it as much as I resonate with it now as a person who has slept out of cars for years. You know, as someone who is chasing down the dream. In fact, when I went to Atlanta this past summer, I was with my aunt who lives in Atlanta, and we drove by the Tyler Perry studios, and she was telling me about how, you know, there was a situation in which he bought the studios right underneath the place in which he used to be homeless, right, where he used to be homeless, and how he has, you know, owns acres of land and all that kind of stuff. But the character Medea and who she was, there was a situation in which, you know, his father was who actually turned out not to be his real father, but the person who's I guess, credited with being his father. There was a situation in which he was beaten really, really badly as a kid, and his aunt came and, pulled a gun on him. And then I remember, hearing that in the documentary yesterday and thinking about how Medea, carries this gun, and how he speaks to his audience, and how he speaks to the people, and how he continues to pull women out of this misery. And probably my favorite moment was when he gave that speech in which he was talking about how he was in a master class for his life when, he would be around all of these great elements. So again, I could go on and on and on and on about Tyler Perry and everything he's meant to the Black community and everything he's meant to just Black entrepreneurship, Black male entrepreneurship in general. But I won't do that. I strongly, strongly recommend go watch the documentary. It's called Maxine's Baby. It's a fantastic, really well-written documentary. Again, it's Tyler Perry, so of course they have the timing of it, the interviews, everything is just on point with the documentary. So go watch it, all right? Main website to check out to dive deeper into my work is makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. It's a one-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.